Wholesale Hotline. I'm Brent Daniels.
I'm Jamil Damji.
And I'm Jerry Norton.
And I'm Morby.
Every week we bring you the best information on real estate investing.
Be sure to participate in the comments.
And subscribe.
Enjoy the show!
So thank you so much for calling Wholesale Hotline. That's it. Wow, that's great.
Welcome back to Wholesale Hotline number 240. I'm Brent Daniels, joined by
Morby
and
Jerry Norton.
And we are excited. We are excited to spend Monday evenings with you guys every single week talking about how to find deals, how to convert deals, and what are the right exit strategies based on whatever strategy you're following. So make sure that you are squatting up in the comments and putting in your questions because we'd love to answer them today.
I went and took my wife on a date the other night.
Yep.
And I had this really weird moment of, I felt like it was real estate all over. So I go to Taking Back Sunday. My wife says, hey, they're coming into town. I go, hey, I'm going to be a good husband and just buy the tickets instead of saying, hey, do you want to go? I just bought the tickets and said, all right, let's go. So we get to the event. It's the Mullet Arena in downtown Tempe. Shout out Mullet Arena.
Okay.
Crazy. And I get over there. I go, all right, I'm going to be really smart. I'm going to take my tickets and I'm going to look at the map of the arena and I'm going to try and enter in the perfect door to take the perfect shortcut to go in the right door to then get to my seats with as little amount of steps as humanly possible.
This is a lot of oversight here. There's a lot of thinking here.
Yes. And then I'm sitting there 15 minutes outside the building. And finally my wife goes, let's just walk into any door. I go, all right, fine. I walk into any door and guess what I do? I just ask the people inside the building where my freaking seat is.
Yep.
And they go, follow those people. And I followed these people and they were already kind of going towards my general area. And I go, man, this is just like real estate. I lied to myself for 7 years that I was going to get started in real estate. And I kept walking around the building, trying to find the perfect entry point, trying to find my perfect place and do the perfect things. And I overthought everything until finally I just go, dude, I'm just going to get in. And it was somebody else that led me to my first deal. And so guys, welcome to Wholesale Hotline. We've all been there. Analysis paralysis, stuck in Stopsville. You don't know where to go, what to do. It all comes down to what? Leads?
Yep.
Offers?
Yep.
Contracts?
Sure.
Deals.
That's it. Well, I think, first you have to start off with what are you trying to accomplish? Are you trying to keep your job and just buy some rental properties on the side and just build up your portfolio over time? Are you looking to supplement your income with maybe some flips? Are you looking to go out there and find some deals, sell those to investors and get an assignment fee, which is commonly referred to as wholesaling? What is your strategy? Are you looking to do this full time? Are you looking to do it part time? I think that's an important question that we have to ask ourselves when we're getting started. What do you think, Jerry?
Well, yeah, I mean, getting clear about what you're doing, why you're doing it, what your strategy is, and then just taking that massive action. It goes back to better to take that imperfect action than perfect inaction, because you're never going to have it all perfect. And even when you think you are, just like Pace said with the going into the, what do you call it, Pace? Going into the stadium.
Yeah.
You think you have a plan and you've got it all in your head, and things never go to plan, like they never go to plan.
Yep. So
better to just plow forward, learn as you go, pick up the pieces along the way. You're going to learn so much faster that way. But that's a little scary. You got to walk in the dark. You got to have some faith. You got to trust in the process. You got to trust in your mentor if you have one. And then just take those steps and take step one before step two. And before you know it, you're on step three and away you go. You're off to the races.
A good example of that is Christy Frazier on the screen. She says, I'm definitely trying to stop overthinking. So she'd been trying to get into the game for a couple of years. So 3 weeks ago, I put her and 9 other newbies on my team for a week. And I said, your only job this entire week, think about this. If you're brand new and you've never done a deal, think about how simple this can be. You find somebody like me, find somebody like Brent, find somebody in one of our communities, and say, can I just set appointments for you? That's all I want to do. I just want to set appointments. And so what we did is we sent out offers to agents using software, costs a couple $100. And we ended up setting 30 appointments over 5 days. Out of those 30 appointments, we ended up getting 7 contracts. Yeah. And out of those 7 contracts, 4 of them were sub-2 deals. Thank you.
Hold on.
4 of those were sub-2 deals. And 3 of them, I saved people from foreclosure. One of the deals that we are saving from foreclosure, we are going to make $130,000 on one deal. Christy Frazier, I think her portion of that deal will probably be between $11,000 and $12,000 just by being on my team. And so I would suggest to the newbies out there, stop trying to do anything on your own. Stop trying to do anything on your own. Get on a freaking team. Go and find people in the comments. We've got 300 plus people watching live right now between a handful of YouTube channels. You got Jerry, the GOAT in Puerto Rico. It's 8:05 over there in Puerto Rico. Are you guys technically part of the United States, by the way?
Yeah.
Does your vote count in this election?
Well, I can't vote being here.
Okay.
You can't vote being in Montana?
But don't worry about it, Jerry, because the Democrats already have your ballot and they've already put it in for you, so it's all good.
Yes. So, guys, my point to this is get on a team, okay? Get on the team and make sure that you guys are setting appointments. If you think about this, what were you worried about when you first jumped into the game? Contracts? What do I say to a seller?
Talking to people.
Talking to people is really hard. What happens if they say yes? What happens if they say no?
That was the biggest fear.
And I think also the order of operations becomes a little bit of a sticking point for some, because they're like, okay, I understand I'm going to need to get on the phone and have these conversations, but what if the conversation goes well? Then I need my next step, which is understandable, but what an exciting position to be in, that next step place, right? There are dozens, hundreds, thousands of people that are happily ready to jump in and help you on that step. If you will get your ass off the phone or off the couch and start making those calls and start doing the things, which again, like when Pace is talking about, and I'm actually following Pace's lead here, doing the same thing in the Astro community, going to be creating some teams, helping people get them off of that analysis paralysis spot and move them across the finish line. I think it's one of the most, genius things to do is really help those folks take that first step. The first step is the hardest, man. You've got like 1,000-pound feet. 1,000-pound feet, I feel like, is what happens. But then as soon as they realize, oh crap, it's just my feet.
One thing that we do is
start going.
One thing we do that, tell me if you guys like this, but we take our brand new members, and
can we just call them iguanas?
And then we do like Pace. We pair them up with successful wholesalers, and what we do is we just put them in the CRM, and they get to call on leads, and their job is just to warm the lead, get comfortable talking to people. They follow somewhat of a script, but they just make the contact, warm the lead, set the appointment, and then the wholesaler then goes, does the deal, and then they get a piece of the action. And it's been a great way to get people over that fear of talking to people, comfortable on the phones, working directly with someone that's kind of over their shoulder, helping them, with tweaking things and maybe the numbers a little bit. And so we had one of our students, his name's Keith. He did this. He built all the rapport. He set the appointment, and then Jordan Budd goes on appointment, gets the contract for 100. Ends up assigning it for 140, so $40,000 assignment, and then kick back Keith like $3,000 or $4,000 just for warming the lead, right? Like getting an appointment. And so even that, guys, like if you were to get on a team and you said, hey, let me call your dead leads, let me do your follow-ups. All wholesalers have a CRM full of follow-up leads. And if you could just get in there on your own time, call on those, see if you can drum up something. It's an awesome way to get started.
Can I give a little shout out to Brent Daniels today? He has a new t-shirt he's wearing. I want to make sure we point this out. Brent, what the heck does this even mean? Maybe Jamil can ring the bell for this amazing.
No, you speak first before I ring the bell.
I got this book for graduation in the year 2000 from Brian Mahoney. Mike Mahoney, my best friend's dad. And I read this and it broke my brain, and I ran right out and I screwed everything up, like literally everything up. But the interesting thing in chapter 5 here, if you didn't know this, he talks about doing a wholesale deal. He calls tying it up and replacing himself in the purchase agreement.
Yep.
And I remember reading that as I was door knocking out, going to find deals for Derek Jar, who was my original investor doing flips. And then I realized what wholesaling was, and it totally put me on this incredible path. Well, they want me to coach and teach at Rich Dad. So I am the new.
Let's go, Brent.
Yeah. And so really, I mean, it's really exciting. It's a local company. They've been here. I've been following Robert Kiyosaki. I've bought every single book. It's been really a huge part of my life. And to be able to bring it full circle and to be able to represent that brand is something I never thought would happen when I had a 400 credit score.
So
when I had all the cars repoed and all the foreclosures happen, I never thought in a million years I would be in this position.
Are we able to retire the TTP name and officially call you Brent Rich Dad?
No, I like the
Daniels
TTP.
today?
I like the TTP.
How can you get rid of that? That's amazing.
I think that TTP is a part of me. That's the
Okay.
motto.
Are they
right?
are
But
they
that'll be your-
are they going to write a follow-up book called Strong Dad Weak Dad?
That's it. Yeah. Yeah. And it's all about just workout routines
Or
and protein.
Asian dad, white dad?
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. So it's really exciting, guys. I love you all. It doesn't yeah, it's really exciting.
Congratulations,
Yeah.
that's really great.
Thank
Really
you.
great, really
Yeah,
great.
so
Yeah,
if you
can't
see
wait
me
to
on
see where you
Rich
take
Dad,
this, Brent.
What's that?
I can't wait to see where you take this.
Thank you. Yeah, it's a huge
The
opportunity,
moon,
and I
bro.
really love
Take it to the moon.
Yeah,
You
for
got
sure.
this.
For sure. Well, I mean, there's so many people out there that don't understand how to wholesale right, how to find really good deals, how to have conversations with property owners, how to negotiate. And I'm excited to be introduced to a whole new audience, whether it's international or domestic.
You're going to help that brand kind of make itself a little bit more youthful as well.
I think so.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe. I mean,
I think you're going to upgrade some stuff that they have, which is awesome. By the way, Ken McElroy is one of my very good friends. I was texting him this morning, and he's coming in and speaking at one of our events coming up, one of mine and Jamil's events. And he is one of the very few people I still listen to in real estate. And you were one of the very first people I listened to in real estate. So the fact that you guys are making a Brent and Ken McElroy sandwich,
be awesome.
That's
awesome.
Bananas, as you would say.
It's bananas.
It's bananas.
Can I run a situation by you guys? real quick?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So last week we locked up a deal, and it was owned. This married couple bought it 25 years ago. They separated, never got divorced. They're both on title. He then went and had a new relationship with his girlfriend, kids raised in the house, some issues there with legal issues going on with his girlfriend and himself, and he passes away. The wife that's on title calls us, wants to sell the house. The girlfriend that's lived in the house for 20 years called another investor and put together a contract with him.
Yeah.
She's not on title.
She had no right to do that.
She's not on title. She has a will that she put together, or that apparently he put together, that put her on title, but never put her on title.
Okay.
Is this Arizona?
This is here.
So they'll need to go to probate, and then she will.
There's no probate because it's right of survivorship. She's still his wife has lived in another state. They're still married, or technically until obviously he passed. She's still on title.
So what's wife want to do?
She wants to sell it to us.
She has the right to sell it.
Right.
The girlfriend doesn't. That's kind of
right.
It sucks for the girlfriend though.
But
Holy moly.
Not only that,
and she had to sleep with this guy for 20 years and she gets nothing.
She tried to light him on fire one time.
Get out of here.
I swear. With lighter fluid. Didn't work.
Where's
apparently.
the house?
It's in Glendale.
I remember
Anyway.
when I was surprised by these stories.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But
Like 12 years ago, I'm like, no way
Here-
that happened.
But look at all the moving parts here. We've got another investor that's going to put a memorandum on it.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah.
This will be a great YouTube video.
He's going to put a memorandum on
Okay,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
Is his name Sam?
We've got a solar lease that he put on the property that we don't know if it's a lease or he bought it.
Okay.
Okay. We got it at a decent price. And then she's still living in the house. So we would have to evict the girlfriend that's lived there for 20 plus years.
Oh, it's terrible.
I love it.
Okay, so here's what I would do. I love Pace's opinion and Jerry's opinions on here. I think you buy the house from wife, close it, evict.
You're not worried she's going to burn it down?
I get it insured.
Okay.
Get that insured for sure.
Yep.
And go and
do you buy it before you know if there is a lease that needs to be paid off for the solar company?
Yeah, I think you'll need to renegotiate again. Here's my honest to goodness thought, because of the hairiness with the girlfriend and the lease. If I'm you, I would go and get an additional $20,000 off your purchase price on this thing, and then I would give the girlfriend 10 to leave.
Right.
I would give her 10 to leave. Yeah. And then if the lease is not paid off, you got another 10 in there to help you with that. But I would give the girlfriend 10 to leave and say, look, I'm sorry you got a bum deal here. This isn't the fairest thing. I would love for, I'm going to give you this 10, but here's what I do need from you. I need that released, that memorandum released. And so you need to call the people that you signed a contract with and just let them know you didn't have a right to it. And so help us with that. But I want to do right by you because I think this situation kind of sucks that you didn't get anything here. And as a
what
bystander,
if she wants 50?
I mean, then she's not being fair. Because she doesn't have a right to any of it.
Right.
A legal right to any of it.
She thinks that she does.
Well, I mean,
because of
squatters' rights or
what is that called?
Well, it's adverse possession.
That's it.
Yeah. She has adverse possession, and she might win that. She might be able to argue adverse possession in there because she's been in there for 20 years.
Right.
Is it adverse because she tried to burn the guy?
Maybe.
I think Jamil's got a great answer.
What do you think, Jerry?
I mean, did you get your memorandum recorded before the other one?
No.
Are you gonna?
Probably.
I would make that an urgent matter because if you're in front of that one, then
it won't matter though, because it'll still cloud if they put one on, right?
And are the people that are putting the memorandum on it known to you?
No, we're talking to them though.
You are?
Yeah.
They seem reasonable.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he got a really smoking deal from the lady.
Okay.
And so this is like,
it's like
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Please make a YouTube video about this.
Biggest deal.
Please record every conversation you have with the attorney.
Yeah.
Make a series about this. We need to see this.
Yeah.
Hey, Brent, that's pretty whack, but it still doesn't beat my chopped off head story.
No, I don't know that any.
Your chopped off
There's
head.
2 stories that I'll say I think are the grossest stories I've heard of in real estate. Your severed head, Jerry, and Pace's shovel the lady off the floor story in Superior, Arizona. Those are the two. Oh, and then me, I think mine's the third was when I held the dead lady's hand who turned into soup in her bathtub. You guys remember that? I walked into it was a duplex in Mesa, and Raphael, a local wholesaler, was selling it to me, and he'd been on this deal for a while, and he made an appointment with the lady to come in and see it, and we had a time and whatnot, and he'd been there so often, and he knew where she hid the key.
Yeah.
Because she would just say, let yourself in, and she was friendly with the guy. Anyhow, we're there, we're knocking on the door, but there's no one answering. If I had let my spidey senses actually tell me not to go in the house, I would have, but I was, I don't know, it was hot outside. I wanted to get in there. I wanted to buy the deal. And so I was like not paying attention to the signs. Yeah. But as we're knocking on the door, I keep hearing sounds like rocks are being thrown at the window, like little pebbles hitting the window. And I'm like, somebody's in there.
Yeah.
Maggots.
There were flies.
Yeah. Massive flies.
And as we walked in the house, I just started getting hit in the head with flies. Flies were just bouncing into me. We go into the bathroom and there she was. If she died in the bathtub, she became soup because, and you sit, you're in a tub in a water for a week, Yeah.
So guys, if you're enjoying this, hit that like button.
Here's a great question from my friend Landon Moore. Landon Moore joined Subto a couple years ago, not doing deals. He's an engineer in the daytime, starts cranking out deals. Now he's at a point where he's doing 7 to 12 deals a month. A lot of creative deals, a lot of cash deals. Got a great team.
Is he dispoing?
These are acquisition. He's direct to agent. He's doing a lot of agent.
Yep.
Okay. So he does a training inside of Subto every Tuesday called Closers Cafe. He does a great job. Love Landon, good leader, amazing guy, good friend of mine, playing golf with him on Saturday, actually. And he asked a great question that I don't think I have the answer to. Okay. And I don't know how did Jerry get pulled off the stage?
I dropped.
He says, if my team is doing, oh, you did, you had to fart or something.
No,
You can just hit the mute button, Jerry.
Oh,
Okay.
Is that what you do?
If my team is doing 7 to 12 deals per month wholesaling, what are some actionable items to increase that to 15 to 20 per month? Is it systems, adding acquisition specialists, et cetera? Now, I will let you guys answer this, but I want to answer it first because I think Landon will go do the thing. But going back into my 11 years in the business, coming on 12 years in 2 months, there's no way you're going to convince me to go to 15 to 20 deals a month. There's no way. I'm not doing it. I think that there's a good equilibrium for my personal personality that I do not want to be Doug Hopkins. I do not want to be that guy. However, there are people that are built different than me. They're better than me at those things. Jamil does, I don't even know. All his 65 locations are probably averaging 300, 400, 500 deals a month, somewhere around there. I'm not sophisticated enough to do that, right? I'm dumb. And so, Landon, I love you. I'm glad we get to collaborate, and I'm glad I get to buy deals with you. But I am not the guy to answer this question because you're not going to convince me to go to 15, 20 a month. I've got a little bit different strategy. Like today, I sold a house. I've owned it for 5 years. The property made me $550,000 in 5 years of me owning it. And I'm rolling it into a bigger property. And so if I were you, Landon, I'd give you different advice. I'd say, how about this? For every 12 deals you wholesale, you should buy a Subto deal and put it in your portfolio and save the money on taxes, save the money and get your tenants working for you. I know you're doing this already. I know you have properties in your portfolio. You're doing a great job of that. I know that. I'm just saying, do you really want to go to 15 to 20? That requires more delegation. That requires larger teams. That requires all sorts of things. Now, Landon, you won't be able to be on the call anymore. You'll have to do more training for people that are on the calls. And for me, when I started hiring acquisition people, that is when wholesaling became not fun for me. Personally, that's my personal thing. I don't want to work with American acquisition people because they are temporary solutions with my personality. Brent Daniels has done an unbelievable job keeping and retaining amazing top-tier talent. And Jamil Damji, I don't think anybody on the planet has a better culture in his wholesaling business than him. So I'm going to let the actual people answer this question. I think Jerry's probably a little bit more on my side because you're flipping bigger projects, you are doing hotels, and you're wholesaling a lot, but you're not wanting to build a massive team. Even though you have 5 territories, I don't think you want to have big teams. So Brent and Jamil, I believe this question is for you.
I'm happy to kick it off.
Yeah.
So Landon, here right off the gate, or right out the gate, here's what I think. Deal volume is a vanity thing. Okay. So 7 to 12, 15 to 20, that doesn't mean you're necessarily making more money. Okay. It doesn't, because you could increase your overhead substantially if you have to add new people to do that. And so your profit margins might come down. And so we don't want to do that, right? We don't want to just look at deal volume and say, I want to increase the number of deals we're doing and think that's going to actually mean we're making more money.
Are you saying that it's not so much about length, it's more about girth?
At some level, yes. Yeah, it's how well you use it.
Got it.
Yeah, it's how well you use it.
I bet somebody's been telling me that for a long time. I finally figured it out.
How much? I don't have enough. I don't want to. Every time, yeah, if Jerry listens to me, if he continues just hearing the things I say, he's going to have another baby.
Yeah.
So I got to stop. But Landon, here's what I think you could do. You could look at the 7 to 12 you're doing right now and say, how could we gain more efficiencies in it? So how do you create more value in a deal? Well, one of the things that you could do is look at some of your acquisition strategies and say, are we buying these deep enough? And how is there a possibility or is there a process we can implement that could help us create more value in our already existing deals? For instance, ordering an inspection on every single like this is one of my strategies. I know Brent doesn't really like doing that, but for me, I 100% of the time will have an inspection done, a professional inspection done on all of my acquisitions. Now, what that allows me to do is to determine if the price that I actually offered in the first place is really valid. If I have the opportunity to create more value by pointing out or seeing other situations that I didn't account for in my original number, I can get a renegotiation. I can retrade and get more value out of that deal.
Honestly, this is such great advice.
And the second thing I would do is instead of looking at hiring more people, because you already have an existing operation that has, I'm sure, dispositions attached to it, why not add another lead generation technique like JVing? Instead of going and creating, again, adding more people, you've already got the list. You're already sending out deals. Why not have one of your people already there, or hire one dude whose job it is to network, create JV relationships, and go out there and co-wholesale with people so that you can increase your profitability without having to increase your overhead. So for me, that's how I would make more money in your business right now. I wouldn't worry about going to 15 to 20. I'd say, how can I increase the value of my already existing business? And then how could I bolt on another revenue stream with my already existing team?
I like this. It's like the Dairy Queen advice. It's like, should I open another location or should I start selling hamburgers while people are already coming for the ice cream?
Yeah.
Sell them the hamburgers, right?
Yeah.
And you have one location. You're not having to hire a whole new staff. Just implement a couple of different procedures in the same building. I really like this advice, bro. I wasn't expecting you to go this route.
But I think that's the smarter way to go
Time in
about
Canada does you well, dude.
Well, and you're right. It's the self-awareness. Do you want to have that much action? Do you want to be responsible for more people, more systems that will bring more revenue? But is the net going to be worth that squeeze? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or do you want to focus more on, hey, why don't we go raise funds and lend the money on our deals and get paid that way, as opposed to, wholesale it and provide the funding?
Yeah.
Right?
How do you squeeze more juice out of the lemons you already have at your table? Right.
Yes. Here's what I would say, Landon. I remember being in your exact spot, and I was talking with my mentor about how I could increase revenue. And I thought the same thing, more volume, more volume. And here's the advice he gave me. He said, just buy your deals $10,000 cheaper.
Yeah.
And I thought it was the stupidest advice ever. I'm like, that's so obvious. Why, of course, buy them cheaper. But I took the challenge. And what I did is, over the next 6 months, I got to my normal offer price that I normally would have done. And then I just carved another 10 off of that on the offer. And here's the crazy thing. I went back and I did no fewer deals. So I didn't miss out on anything. But I made $10,000 more per contract. So no additional contracts, no additional volume, $10,000 more per contract, because it's a mindset. If you're doing 12 to 15, whatever your average assignment fee is, let's say it's 20, 25, you can take it to 30, 35. You could take it to 40 and do no more in volume, just bigger margins, and do the same number of deals. And you didn't take on more overhead, more leads, more marketing, more anything. You just bought deeper because you had the wherewithal to hold firm on your number and go in there with confidence and get the deep buy.
What do you guys think of putting a $500 transaction fee on your assignment agreement?
We do it on everyone's $2,000
Every deal?
every deal.
On your assignments?
Every deal. We have them.
Explain that to me. I don't
Do
know.
people fight?
I know none of this.
We hire a
Yeah,
transaction
so
coordinator.
$500 to
You don't need that much for a wholesale deal.
right.
But you
Creative
charge
deal.
$2,000. But
We
it's
charge-
on a creative deal. It makes a lot of sense.
On a creative
yeah.
deal, creative
On a creative
subto,
deal.
seller finance, lease option deal, executory contract.
It's so paperwork heavy. There's so much there that you charging
You
$2,000
want to hire
is a
the right.
deal.
You want to hire the right girls that are
Yeah.
doing the thing, and so they charge. I pay them $1,500, and then I make $500 on the fee. So
Okay.
it's very similar to what Brent's doing.
Okay.
So
Jamil,
I haven't done it. I just want to see what your thoughts, because then it's another negotiating point with your cash buyers.
Yeah, but they don't do it.
Want to
They don't
that,
do it,
you know what?
Brent.
I'll waive that for you, homie.
Yes, leverage.
Instead of
I
them
love
going,
it.
hey, take a couple
Yeah,
grand off.
it's kind
Take
of
a
how
couple grand off.
it's how Cap Fund always deals
Uh-huh.
with me on my because I'm the homie, right?
Right.
So I'm like, hey, how come how come I get the same loan terms as Brent Daniels? What the hell?
Yeah.
Just
No, I get it.
and they'll say, you know what, man, we'll waive the point.
Yeah.
We'll waive the point.
Yeah.
So
And I'm
Brent, we put right in our assignment, cash buyer agrees to pay transaction coordination fee of $500. And I swear 9 out of 10 times, they don't even question it. They just sign the assignment and it gets added on to the closing statement and they pay it.
Guys, that's a way, Landon, if you're doing 10 or 12 deals a month, that's another 50K.
Yeah.
And that's just to the bottom line. You know what I mean? I mean, that doesn't cost you anything more. And so it's just,
if he's doing 10, 12 deals, he's making 500. That's $5,000, right?
Yeah, but I'm talking through the year.
Oh,
like if he does 100 deals, I
Yeah.
just kind of round it
Yeah,
up.
yeah. Yeah, I mean that's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. But I think he got great advice out of this. This is great.
Landon is here.
Local. He's
Landon,
got a thick mustache.
Landon, you are always welcome to go over to Jamil's office and just sit there all day long.
Hang out.
Come in the cafeteria.
Actually, Landon, because you are local, I'm happy to even share with you the contact that I have for local Arizona inspections. This guy is incredible, and he'll probably give you the same rate he gives me, and he'll give you like a very great report in like a 24-hour turnaround, and then you should go and sit beside one of the people in my office and hear how they do renegotiate and how they do it in a way that's not offensive, that actually makes sense.
Yeah.
For the deal itself. That would be a really incredible skill for you to gain, and then you could also teach it at the cafe once you kind of figure that stuff out. So reach out. Happy to connect you.
Collaboration over competition. Also, I want to bring up Dutch Brothers' comment, not because it's appropriate, but because it is inappropriate. However, he does bring up something about Puerto Rico that I want to highlight. Jamil and Jerry freaking Norton in his little Toyota. What are those vans brand? What is that brand of van that you got cruising around?
Well, they're from Japan. So
okay, these Japan vans.
Yeah.
You guys have an amazing event coming up that is almost sold out. It is an agent workshop for how to wholesale with agents. Is that correct?
Correct, yeah.
How do we get there? How do people sign up for this?
JerryandJamil.com. We got like 3 seats left. Come hang out with us. Yeah, it's fun.
How the heck does JerryandJamil.com? There's a website, but there's no JerryandPace.com.
I don't have no idea. Why isn't there one?
We have a Jerry and Pace.
I know we do. I was trying to get people to Google it.
Oh.
So JerryandJamil.com. Get over there. Puerto Rico. This is going to be in Puerto Rico when the weather's dope.
I've never been to Puerto Rico, but look at Jerry's glow right now. I want sweat face.
Yeah, that's called Vaseline. He's trying to keep the bugs off.
It's called humidity.
Hey, I had someone leave a comment on one of my videos, and they said, "Jerry, you look like you're so sweaty all the time." And I'm like, "It's freaking hot in Puerto Rico. I'm sorry."
That's funny. I think I seen that. I think somebody wrote, Jerry looks like he smells bad.
No, it wasn't smell. You made that up.
I want to point something out.
I love you.
Made that up.
So Kelly Humbarger is a transaction coordinator. She's actually my transaction coordinator. She's one of my 4 TCs that work full-time on my team. Kelly, Shelly, Jade, Molly. We've got an amazing team. And Kelly is doing a very creative deal for me right now where the seller's in foreclosure. And I said, I'll just buy your house and lease it back to you. And my attorney says to her, what Pace wants to do is illegal. So I told Kelly, tell the attorney I'm doing it anyway to figure out how to make it legal. Guess what? It takes him 2 days, comes back with 3 options.
Wow.
Guys, remember this. There's always an answer. There's always a solution to something going on. Your attorney gets paid regardless of your outcome. Okay, man, you know how much money I would have saved if an attorney only got paid when I was successful. Guys, make sure that when you hear somebody say, hey, this is not possible, say, if it was possible, what would be the answer?
How would I do it?
How would I do it? What would have to be true in order for me to do this? That was the question I asked our attorney. I said, what would have to be true in order for me to do this legally? And he came back with 3 options today. So just remember that little, and Kelly, what was funny is Kelly comes to me, she goes, Pace, the attorney says this is illegal. And I go, yeah, he's full of crap. Tell him I'm going to do it or I'll find somebody else that will. And she goes, okay, what do I tell him? I go, tell him I'm going to do it. And I want to know how he would do it legally. And she goes,
are you able to share one of the solutions? I'm curious.
Okay. One of the solutions is, so here's the thing he didn't like what I was doing.
Yep.
I'm buying the house He's in foreclosure, 350. House's ARV is worth 650.
Okay.
So I'm buying it from him at 350 with a DSCR loan. I'm going to myinvestorloan.com. I'm getting a loan from them, no recourse, just a little DSCR loan, no big deal. Okay. And I'm selling it back to the seller at 450 with a 6-month option. So he's going to lease the property from me for 6 months, and then he has an option to buy it back from me at 450. So I'm going to make $100,000. What I did was I wanted a success fee. I just made that up like 2 weeks ago. I go, I'm just going to charge a success fee of $20,000 when I close escrow and save him from foreclosure. I was successful in saving you from foreclosure. Therefore, I want a success fee. And so the attorney's like, I don't like that you're getting paid up front on saving somebody from foreclosure.
Okay.
And so it's going to look really bad to the attorney general. And they said, I'm going to do it anyway. So give me an option. So he says, why don't you go to the original note buyer and buy it directly from him directly? So here's what's happening. Tim, the seller, bought this house originally on seller finance 3 years ago.
Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
Yep.
So the seller, Steve, the original seller, Steve, sold it to Tim, the existing seller now. Gave him 3 years to buy it from him on a seller finance note.
Yep.
Has anybody ever thought, holy crap, where did today go? Let alone where did the last 10 years go?
100%, dude.
So a 3-year balloon is really short. So Tim goes, crap, I ran out of time. I didn't even pay attention to it. He goes back to Steve and he asks for a 3-month extension. That's all he thought he needed.
Okay.
Steve realizes, holy crap, this house is worth $650.
Right.
I'm going to foreclose on you.
What does Tim owe right now?
$350.
Got it. Yeah.
So he has $350. So I'm coming along and buying it. So there's so many creative ways to make money in real estate. Like I'm learning.
How's he gonna buy it back, Pace? How's he going to buy it back?
So I gave him an option where I'll seller finance it to him,
Okay.
where he doesn't have to go and get a bank loan at all to wipe me out. And how am I going to make my money? He gets a bonus in March of $80,000 at his company, and he's assigning his bonus to me in March of $80,000. And so I'm getting covered and making my profit by March. If he does that by March, I will seller finance it to him. If he doesn't, then he's got to execute a loan on his own.
Okay.
And if he executes a loan on his own, great, it's his house. If he doesn't, I'll evict him and go sell the house for $650.
So you're gonna lease option, and the option is seller finance.
Yep. There you go.
And
I call it dating contract.
Yeah.
I'll date him until he gives me the $80,000 down payment for
Are
seller
you
finance.
wiping out Steve?
I am wiping out Steve. Yeah.
Steve's gone
Steve's gone.
with your
And
own loan.
Can you there's no issue with you paying the note with Steve? Steve is not going to fight you because he wants to keep the house.
Steve doesn't want to foreclose.
He's
Tim keeps asking for extensions. Steve's like, dude, I'm in a retirement home. I'm sick of talking to you.
Got it.
I'm going to foreclose on you.
So and it doesn't matter anyway if you pay him off. Doesn't matter
No.
anyway.
So
Right.
I go to Steve and I go, hey, I'll just pay you off faster. And I might even get a reduction, right? Because he's paying for trustee fees and all that kind of stuff. I might get a $10,000 reduction on the note. So I could go to Steve, or here's the more intelligent thing I could do. This is what I think I'm going to do tomorrow. I'll record the call. I'm going to call Steve and say, let's renew the note to me at $375. Give me 3 years.
Oh, that way you don't even have to come up with any money.
I don't have to come up with any money, and I can
Or a loan.
Yep. And I can then turn around and sell it back to Tim
Hilarious.
for $450.
So Pace, you know what I call that? What you're doing? I call that a backflip, because you're flipping it back to the original owner.
Yeah.
A backflip.
Well, you know, yeah. They used to be really popular.
That's a genius, bro.
Yeah, you can do it with commercial too.
Why can't he make the $350 payment?
Okay, so here's what happened with Tim. Lots of things, but Tim was so busy. He makes about $250,000 a year.
Yeah.
But he's a business owner. So he files zero in taxes, and he doesn't know what I know, and he doesn't know what you guys know, which he could go get a no income stated loan right now. There's ninja loans out there right now. And I could give him a connection to one of my loan officers, but
but you haven't been in the business for you haven't been in the business for 20 years to do that.
That is correct. I didn't become a dentist so I could teach people how to drill their own teeth for free. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in here to make money. And so I got these resources, these relationships and skill sets so I can go make significant money. So this deal, so my attorney's like, if you waive your fee on the front end, your success fee, he goes, I don't like this success fee. And I go, you know what? We're going to do it anyway. So figure it out. So he's basically right now figuring out, reading the law over and over and over. How can you charge money up front for buying somebody's house? And I'm like, why don't I just call the attorney general? Like, I will literally call the attorney general. So I called Sean Reyes, the attorney general of Utah today, and said, can you make a personal introduction to the attorney general of Arizona? And he says, no problem. I'll text you guys together tomorrow.
Wow.
So I'm going to call the attorney general of Arizona tomorrow and go, this is what I'm trying to do. I want to save more people from foreclosure. Why are we not doing more of this? You guys know the attorney general of Arizona loves wholesale, right?
Yeah.
So like she is on it. She wants people to wholesale. She wants people to do this stuff as long as they're doing it right way. So I'm going to figure out the legal way to charge a fee up front to save him from foreclosure. It'll be called.
I'm not following why you can't charge a fee. Why is that?
He's got to name it something else.
Because he's in foreclosure, and so it's your. There's a law.
Matter?
There's a statute that says you cannot profit off of helping somebody out of foreclosure if you're the one buying the house. You can profit. You can't profit on the front end. Like, you can't charge somebody to help them out of foreclosure. Like, hey, give me $5,000 and I'll help you out of foreclosure. You can't charge people. You can buy the house.
Can you have it be a fee of some form, like an acquisition credit?
So here's what I included. I included my closing costs, my TC fee, and my success fee. And my attorney's like, you can't charge any of that. You can't make him pay out of his pocket to have.
How about have Laura represent you and have her make a commission?
Yeah, this is what the attorney. I'm like, okay, because you want to be able to say, I'm not the one that came up with the idea. You want to be able to get the attorney to come up with the idea, so I can be like, well, my attorney told me to do it, type of thing. So that's where I'm at right now.
Question: Are you using PML to buy and wrapping it back if he does this?
I don't. MyInvestorLoan.com is giving me a loan without me having to bring money to the table.
Right. Yeah.
But so you will wrap it back to him then when he buys it back on seller finance?
I'm giving him two options. So he has option one is he can lease the property from me. His lease payment is the cost of my DSCR loan, and he has 6 months to buy it from me at $450. If he needs an extra 3 months, I'll go to $475. So we'll bump it up $25,000. If he needs another 3 months, I'll bump it to $500. And at that point, if he goes past that point, I will just evict him and take the house, sell it on the market. It's worth $650 as is condition right now.
Yeah. So you'll have to wrap it though if he comes through with that.
If he comes through in March with his $80,000 bonus, then I'll just seller finance the deal to him and he can cover the DSCR loan. And what I'll do is I will hold the deed. So I'll just be doing an executory contract rather than actually, So I won't technically wrap it to him. I'll hold the deed and he can, Yeah. So I'm fully protected.
Guys, totally off topic. You keep talking about wraps, and Kelly's last name has got me really freaking hungry.
Yeah, Humbarger, yeah. Humbarger, she's killing it, dude. She's doing great. Super proud of her.
Kelly. She
just moved into her first sub-2 deal.
Yeah.
She just moved in there with her baby and her boyfriend, and they're on the west side over there. I think they got a 3-bed, 2-bath house. Maybe it's a 4-bed, 2-bath house, and she's got her own very own office for doing transaction coordination work.
Dope. Nice.
A year ago, she was working for a real estate group.
I talked to her in community camp.
And they were like, she told me all about it. Scam.
Yeah.
Now she's moving into a sub-2 deal.
Her whole life has changed.
So good.
It's
hey,
incredible.
Jamil, when you come out to Puerto Rico, you're going to have to try our iguana coconut curry.
Guaranteed to give you diarrhea.
It's a little chewy.
I don't like the sound of any of that, Jerry.
Oh wait, you're gonna feed me iguana meat, Jerry?
Yes.
Yeah, but it's coconut curry. It's delicious.
You can't just call something a curry and then think I'm gonna like eating it. If you made it out of if you made it out of socks, you can't be like, here, try my sock curry.
Some cow tongue.
It's got coconut in it.
Yeah, it's got coconut. Have you had it before, Jerry?
We just tried it. It was disgusting.
Okay.
Oh my God. Okay, so is that the first iguana meal you've had?
No, we keep trying them all the time to come up with something.
You can't do iguana jerky or something?
I haven't tried that.
Because it's a chewy meat. Like, what if you just sliced it real thin, put a bunch of soy sauce in it,
Jerry,
and then just jerkied it up?
Oh my God.
I'm going to try that next.
You could.
There is so many better things to eat besides iguana
Yeah, but
jerky?
Well, no, I'm gonna figure it out.
slaughtering them at mass.
Well, they're an invasive
Yeah.
species.
Yeah, so he should be able to eat the meat. You know,
I'm
There's-
Yeah.
still waiting on my wallet.
we need I want a full leather jacket made out of iguanas.
or a bolo tie or a belt buckle.
Oh yeah, I'll take any of those. That's great. I got to get going here, guys, in 5 minutes. I have a question I want to get out of you guys, though.
Yeah.
And I'll start with Jamil because I feel like this is like right in your area of expertise. But I've been studying and learning a lot about the subconscious mind
Mhm.
and how programmed it is from the time that you're like
0 to
7, right? And how much that really sets people up for success or failure. in some
95%
ways.
of your day is
subconscious mind, correct?
Program.
So you've got your conscious mind, which is two parts: the left side, which is logical, the right side that's creative.
Correct.
And then 95% of your brain is running off of your subconscious mind.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't think; it just reacts.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
How does that affect entrepreneurs?
Oh my God, it's a massive effect because you have to look at entrepreneurship as a risk.
Right.
And it is a risk, right? You're taking a risk, and I don't know how much I'm going to earn. I don't know, when my next check is coming. I don't know if I'm going to be successful. I don't know. All those unknowns put you into a state of fight or flight.
Right.
And when you're in the state of fight or flight,
And freeze too, right?
Correct. Yeah. And so what ends up happening is your body starts releasing the chemicals that are associated with that.
Mhm.
Now, in addition to that, your brain starts to create thought patterns that are also in alignment with you getting out of that situation. So when you get those thoughts of, oh, this isn't for me. Oh, I'll never be able to talk like Pace Morby. Jerry he's whatever, Jerry is so good at talking to agencies. He's been doing this for so long. Brent, he was a real estate agent. He knows way more than I do. Jamil, he's Indian, so his negotiation skills he was born with them, whatever it is. All of the reasons
loves
curry, all of the reasons why you shouldn't do it are what your brain is going to start to create, right? And those are all fictions.
Right.
They're hallucinations.
Right.
And so what ends up happening is that fiction, that thought, now creates neurotransmitters in the body. Those neurotransmitters in the body create an emotional state in you, and emotional states are what make people act. And so the reality is that if you can't get back into that subconscious mind and reprogram it,
how do you do that?
I talk about that every Sunday.
Right.
There's so many different ways to reprogram the subconscious. You can do it through meditation.
Sure.
You can do it through affirmation.
Sure.
You can do it through identity shifting, right? Because at the end of the day, who you think you are is how you think.
Right.
And because if you think a certain way, and then those thoughts create emotions from the neurotransmitters that are a product of that, you can hack that. You can change that. You can get into that state and you can reprogram it. Most people are running on Windows 95 right now, an antiquated operating system.
The number one thing that I saw, and you're going to love this, is you have to change your environment.
Absolutely.
How do you change your environment as an entrepreneur if you don't hang out with entrepreneurs?
Well,
how do you change how do you become a real estate entrepreneur if you don't hang out with real estate entrepreneurs?
Can I show you a
You go to jerryandjamil.com and you get to Puerto Rico.
Pacer, are you able to share your screen on that?
Yeah, I can.
Can you go to YouTube and look up metronomes synchronizing? Metronomes synchronizing.
Okay, give me just a second.
jerryandjamil.com. Every single meal will have a little bit of iguana in it. It's going to be iguana jerky, iguana muffins, iguana tacos, iguana. What else? Coconut curry. It's going to be delicious.
Yeah, show that. Guys, watch this. Okay, and it's a very short video, but look at this. All out of sync, right? Everything's out of sync. They're not on the same period. They're not on the same schedule. Give it a few moments. All right, give it a few moments. Watch what happens.
That's on 2 Diet Coke cans.
Yeah, it's just to create a frictionless kind of platform on it. But look what happens here. And
so what does this mean?
Okay. So why this happens first, right? If you did this with grandfather clocks, if you filled a room with grandfather clocks and came back in a month, they would be operating on the same period. They'd be on the exact same period. See how they're all synced up here? So what you just talked about is exactly what that's representing. That's a vibrational state. Okay, pace is vibrating. Even though he looks solid, even though you look solid, even though I look solid, our atoms are vibrating and we're in constant motion. So think of it this way: if the contents of Pace's brain and the contents of Pace's heart, right? Those are the electromagnetic signals that he's emitting.
Yeah.
Yours, mine, Jerry's. Somebody gets around that, and they're in that for an extended period of time. What happens? You just saw what happens to the vibrational state of things that are out of sync once they get into the orbit of something of higher oscillation.
Yeah.
They all synchronize.
Awesome.
And that's how you get people to change, is you change their environment. You put them around different things that are vibrating at different speeds, and away they go.
Awesome.
Can I tell you my answer real quick? I love that answer, and I'm going to use that metronome. That's for metronome booming, bro.
It's great.
Love that. Okay, so I tried to get my wife to get a nanny for like 3-4 years. Get a nanny, 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 get a nanny. Please get a nanny. We make enough money. Get a nanny. You're retired. Get a nanny. Please get a nanny. I go to dinner one time at Jerry Norton's house, and I'm sitting there talking to Jerry, and over in my right side of my ear, I hear Anne-Marie saying the word nanny to my wife. Nanny. 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 Then we drive home. I'm like, man, how great are those people? They're the greatest people on the planet. My wife goes, I think we should get a nanny. And I said, what do I think I said?
Great idea, honey.
Great idea.
Wow.
Jerry, thank you for synchronizing my metronomes.
Guys, I gotta go to Boy Scouts or Cub Scouts or something. I don't know.
Hey.
But love you guys.
Love you, brother.
Right.
Hey, congratulations on Rich Dad. That's so amazing. No, you're good. You're here. Go here. Get in the middle. All right. Metronome booming. Okay.
That's
Jamil,
cool.
that was great, dude. Thank you for that. I'm leaning forward a little bit more now that those massive 22-inch arms
Love you,
are not
bro.
in my freaking way. Massive arms. Okay, Jamil, where do we find your motivational YouTubes on Sunday?
My YouTube channel. Thank you. Yeah, youtube.com/Jamil Damji. Come check them out. Every Sunday, 1 o'clock PST, I do a talk. And these are topics that I research. Like I go and I think about things that I'm dealing with or situations that I'm going through. You know, Pace, it's the 1-year anniversary of me being in the hospital with my neck broken.
Wow.
Whoa,
Isn't
that's
that
been a year.
wild? It's been a whole year. But in that year, I did a lot of growing. You know, I had a lot of setbacks over the year. Unfortunately had my marriage fell apart. My health fell apart. I was having trouble with business. There were so many things that were going around for me in my world that I really had to do a lot of growing. But what a year it's been. And I'm so grateful that I'm on the other side of it. And I have my greatest friends and these allies that I have in my life to help support and be around me, man. Thank you.
Love you, brother.
Love you back.
Love you. You've been there for me in some of the worst moments of my life. I'll always be there for you. Always, always, always. By the way, we've been working on getting your boy Joe Dispenza into a community meetup. We're working on it. The answer is yes, but give me some time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have you introduce him to 25,000 people in our community.
Let's go.
When we do a private Zoom. If you guys are wanting to see Jim Quick
Love
on
that guy.
Wednesday, Jim Quick, everybody in Astro, everybody in Jerry's community, Subto, Gator, Top Tier TC, and TTP, we are bringing in Jim Quick on Wednesday for an hour in a private community setting. So go to own2025.com. It is completely free, nothing to sell. Just literally thinking, we've got the election coming up that's stealing everybody's brains. We've got everything coming up that is just robbing everybody of their attention and their time. Thanksgiving, stress with your family. The whole entire world slows down to shop and spend money. Christmas, New Year's. And then usually people don't really get back on their dreams until about January 15th. And so what we decided to do is to put together some of the greatest names in the world to help you guys build momentum. Okay, Nathan Harris says the name again, please. Own2025.com. So we want you guys to own 2025. How are you going to own 2025 is come to the 7 sessions we have planned. Jim Quick is coming in Wednesday. Dan Martell is coming in the following Tuesday. I've got Cody Sanchez coming in, Ken McElroy coming in, Dean Graziosi coming in, and we are working on Dr. Joe Dispenza, Tom Willwright for taxes to wrap up the whole year, talking about how do you pay $0 in taxes. And it'll be the last week of the year to give you enough time to talk about how can you save money on taxes with one of the greatest tax professionals of all time. And we're building this up so that you guys all have momentum, and we try and pull your attention away from all the negativity that's being thrown your direction. It's virtual. Daniel Velasquez, sadly, we have 25,000 people in our collective community, so that would be really hard to do that physically. It will be Wednesday this week. Own2025.com, OWN2025.com. And you can get there if you are in the community. Make sure you select which portion of the community you are in, and you can get into the VIP for free. Okay, nothing to sell. There will not be a single thing to sell. I know a lot of people are doing challenges and all that kind of stuff, and I do challenges too, but this is one of those things where we just really want to help you guys build momentum going into 2025.
Brilliant, dude. And awesome. Truly, you've got some of the greatest thought leaders in the space attending that. So I think that is absolutely necessary, guys. It's necessary for you to show up to that and go in and go in and learn, like, what is a guy like Dan Martell doing right now to prepare himself? What is a guy like Jim Quick doing right now? I mean, yeah, Jim Quick is the memory guy, but he's so much more than that, right? What are leaders in their own right doing right now to prepare themselves for what's coming around the corner? I think it's beautiful.
Yeah, and I've got Ken McElroy is a personal coach of mine. I've hired Ken multiple times. We've been friends over the last 4 years, and really grateful for my relationship with him. But he is a guy that's worth a couple $2 billion.
Jeez.
He's a guy that gives away millions of dollars every single year. He has a director of philanthropy full time. Think about that. How many people do you know on the planet that have a director of philanthropy in their real estate business?
Yeah, only him.
Just to give away real money. So he actually recruited the lady that was the head of philanthropy at ASU. He recruited her, paid her double, and says, give away all my money. And that's the guy you want to learn from. Make so much money you can give away more than what most people will dream of even retiring from. And I sent him a text this morning. I said, I would really love it if you would come onto this thing. I want to know why somebody with 10,000 units is going to go buy another 10,000 units. I want to know, why are you doing this? Give me the logic. What's the motivation? I understand. We all have these big engines. Jamil has a big engine. You're going to be revving for the rest of your life. Jerry, you got a big engine. You want to go and rev. But why the heck is a guy who's already reached billionaire status saying, I want to go double my holdings over the next 10 years?
This great question to ask him. And I don't think it's going to be financially motivated. I don't think his answer is going to have anything to do with making more money. I think a guy like that wants to make more impact. If he can make another $1 billion, how much can he give away?
That is correct. So
right?
Amazing speakers. Jim Quick is this Wednesday. He's going to be talking about how to retain information, how to learn more efficiently and effectively, because a lot of information going into your brain about wholesale, flipping, buying and holding, creative finance, cash offers, all the things, it's really challenging. So he's going to be talking about how to do that efficiently. Then Dan Martell is going to talk about, I believe, one of the most important topics on the planet, which is planning, time blocking, and getting your damn job done. This morning, I do a one-on-one with somebody, and I've been doing 1 to 2 one-on-ones a morning. I know you've been doing some one-on-ones too, just giving back, loving on people. And I'm sitting there thinking, all right, this is a high-level guy. He did 30 deals this year, and I'm thinking he's going to run into a lot of really high-level questions.
Mm-hmm.
I go, show me your calendar. Because he goes, I want to double what I'm doing, but I don't have time. I go, show me your calendar. What do you think his answer was?
I don't have one.
I don't have a calendar.
Yeah.
Are you joking me? I know where I'm going in 5 months from now. You tell me a Saturday in 5 months, I will tell you where I'm going, what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, who I'm doing it with, what is the purpose of it. My time is my greatest asset. I know I'm going to hang out with Jerry and Jamil coming up soon in Boston in about 10 days. That's going to be freaking fun.
Trick or treat.
I know I'm going to be going to Jerry and Anne Marie's date, not dating. couples retreat in February on Valentine's Day.
Where's that going to be?
That's going to be in Puerto Rico.
Hey, can I come if I have a date?
Yeah, bring her.
Yeah. In fact, how about we get you a date in November that you can bring back in February?
I can't.
He has a girl. She's beautiful.
I think, yeah, dude. I'm off the market.
So
All right, let's go, Jamil.
she's gorgeous. She's coming to Boston. You're going to meet her.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and did you know that for Owners Club, he's going to be doing date night for us on one of the evenings in Boston with Anne Marie. We're going to be.
Let's go. What night?
Pace second. I think the second.
I'll have to check my calendar.
Yeah.
That I actually have. So
I think
my
it's
point
second.
is, you guys are sitting out here going, I want to do more, be more, have more, but you don't even have a Google Calendar telling you what you're doing and why you're doing it. And I said, he goes, well, my wife really feels like I should be spending more time with her. I'm like, bro, do you feel like you spend a lot of time with your wife? He goes, yeah, I feel like I do probably 20, 30, 40 hours a week. I'm like, bro, you don't need to spend more time with your wife. You need to spend more effective time with your wife. And I said, call me up again in 3 weeks. I want a one-on-one, and I want you to, I pulled up in my calendar. I said, here's why I make this blue, this red, this yellow, this goes here. This is done for all these reasons. He's like, oh my gosh, I literally have 30 wasted hours a week because of this. And I'm like, okay, everybody has time. If you ever tell me you don't have time, show me your calendar.
The thing about the people who say they don't have time, it's again, they're obviously not organizing themselves correctly. But what they've done is they've created the mental obstacle that they're unwilling to actually remove until they shatter that belief system, right? Yeah. Because that's a completely contrived, that's a made up, that's a story, that's a lie, right?
It is a story. Correct.
It's a story, and you can change the story. You can absolutely change the story.
Okay, last thing I need to announce that's very important. Well, we have 455 people on here. We are doing the largest meetup we have ever done in Central Park, New York City.
New York City?
Right after the Boston retreat. Jerry, Norton, Jamil are going to be up there in that area. I'm going to be sticking around in the Northeast for about 3-4 more days. And we are going to be doing a free meetup in Central Park. If you guys are anywhere near Central Park, go to whereispace.com and you will see all the meetups that I'm going to, all the places I'm speaking, why I'm going there, etc. And you can RSVP. It's going to be a free.
You got to get
meetup.
a permit for the Central Park thing?
We do have to get a permit. Last time we did not get a permit. We had 300 people show up. We had police on horseback come in and break down our meetup. We had to go over to Sal's Pizza and basically buy up all their pizza. We swarmed the streets of Manhattan. It was unbelievable. And so this year we're going to be doing it again. We do have a permit. And we are going to be having one of the greatest meetups of all time. Central. You ever thought about having a meetup in Central Park?
It's gonna be sick.
Insane. Christian says, when? Christian, do me a favor. Whereispace.com. Scroll down. You'll see the date. You can click on the RSVP. Whereispace.com. Okay, cool. Do I need to bring a date to Boston? No. You can come to date night with Jerry and Anne Marie in Boston, even without a date. As long as you are in Owners Club, you will be able to be part of date night. So we should have about 300 people participating in date night here in a couple of weeks.
What are we going to do on date night, Jerry?
He's not allowed to tell you. Him and Anne Marie are curating an experience for all of us. I think Jerry's going to be cooking brownies or doing something nice for us. I don't know. Angie and Dom Milanazzo will be there. A lot of people will be there as well. Kelly Humbarger. Kelly, if you can get Shelly, our other transaction coordinator, to come to Manhattan with you, I will pay for your flight and your hotel to come and spend 2 days in Manhattan. If you can bring Shelly with you. Okay. And also bring also Jade Jarvis, guys. I know a lot of you guys know Jade Jarvis on my team, and Taya. Jade Jarvis's mother just passed away on Friday of last week. And Taya is also on my team. That is her twin sister. And they just lost their mother. And so give Jade Jarvis some love on Instagram or make a post in the Facebook groups and let her know how much you love her and appreciate her.
Was it expected?
No, it was not expected. And it was a sad situation.
Poor thing. Okay.
Okay, this is a good question. Dennis Sylvan says, why are we seeing more circumvented deals now on Facebook than ever before, Jerry and Jamil?
What do you mean circumvented?
Like what? Here's a better way to ask this question, because I don't know how to measure like more than 10 years ago versus 15 years ago. But circumvented means like, why do people go around each other off Facebook deals? Like Facebook groups, wholesalers going around each other. Why do you see so much?
Oh,
I think you see what you want to see, Dennis. Truly.
I mean,
I think if you're looking for that, you're probably not seeing circumvented deals. You're probably seeing JV deals. You're probably seeing multiple wholesalers selling the same deal, but you will always get what you're looking for, bro. So if you want it to be circumventions, then that's what it'll be.
And why does it matter? I mean, we get our deals daisy chained all the time, and we never gave permission, and it's kind of annoying. But I mean, what am I going to do? Or just that seems like an insignificant issue to worry about.
Yeah, I think that anytime you get somebody daisy chaining your deal, all they're doing is amplifying
I
the
agree.
exposure of your
I
deal.
think it's the greatest thing. When somebody says to me, "Oh man, somebody sent out my deal, they never even asked me for permission." And I'm like, "Why are you being a little bitch?" For real, like good. That means that you're doing a good job marketing. That means more eyeballs are on your deals. That means more people want to be like you.
You should be flattered.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this is a good one. Freddie says, I think it's always been there. It's just been advertised more. And I think what's interesting is daisy chaining has always been helpful. And the people who daisy chain and communicate, hey, I'm daisy chaining, are incredibly great and amazing additions to this business. I would say more than 60% of the deals I've ever done were daisy chained. They were more than one wholesaler made money on over 60% of my deals. And I've never once complained about it. I've in fact been grateful for it, that so many people are willing to look at my deal and help. Now in my religion and Jerry's religion, they say that put your shoulder to the wheel, push along. We all have work. Let no one shirk. Put your shoulder to the wheel, push along. Now, what that song is meant to say is that there's a lot of work to be done. Selling deals requires a lot of work. And so it's telling people, put your shoulder to the wheel. It's basically a pioneer song. Like, put your shoulder to the wheel, push along. We all have work. Let no one shirk. Shirk means like stop doing work. Okay. So I'm grateful for the people that put their shoulder to the wheel and try and help me sell my deals. There's been times where people send me my own deals and they're like, hey, Pace, would you buy this deal? And it's like 40 grand higher. And I'm like, man, that looks like a great deal, but no, I'm pretty busy. Keep trying to sell it though.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Like that's the attitude, dude. That is the attitude. And again, just not answer the question, if that was a question with about just circumventions. I also think that you get what you are sometimes. And so, I've done a lot of deals. Jerry's done a lot of deals. Pace has done a lot of deals. You know what I don't get a lot happening to me? Backstabbing, crazy. You ever meet those wholesalers that are like, you talk to them and they tell you a whole story of what happened to them in the last month, and it was all just negative. Like, I got stabbed in the back here. I got circumvented on a deal here. I got cut out of the deal here. I got my buyer stolen from me over here. Okay. It's really interesting that so many negative things are happening to you. So interesting that so many negative things are happening to you. Could it be that the world is reflecting to you the contents of your thought patterns and your heart?
What you focus on,
you get,
and it expands.
It's like when they say, there's no deals in my market. Jamil, I'm in such and such New Jersey. I just got this one the other day. I'm in New Jersey and there's no deals in New Jersey. Yeah, you're right. You're totally right.
We just had a New Jersey meetup. We were there at 1 o'clock in the morning, standing out, eating food in the street, had 400 wholesalers in Jersey. And I was like, where are y'all wholesaling? They're like, Jersey.
Yeah.
Jersey,
yeah,
Jersey. Also, yeah. Galen, congratulations, $25,000 deal. Just what Jerry is saying. At one point, I remember Galen being inside of this studio week after week after week saying, I just got to get a deal. I just got to get a deal. I just got to get a deal. And then he started taking action. And he's closed multiple deals. Today, he closed a $25,000 deal. I'm going to close my ears for this one. Bada bing, bada bing. And John McAllister, good to see you, brother. I hung out with him in Penn State. You had lunch with him as well.
He's awesome.
He's so great. He says, whether you're looking for vultures or you're looking for hummingbirds, you will find them. It just depends on what you're looking for. Okay, plenty of deals out there. Is just and King says it was a genuine question, buddies. We got it, and we gave a genuine answer. Thank you so much, brother. Everything you want to learn is on the other side of action. That is very, very true. Okay, Jerry, I see your hotel, the Looking Glass Hotel. I'm curious. I know that you don't do a lot of cash flowing, like YouTube videos. Why have you not? Why is this? I'm curious as your friend, because I ask for your advice on YouTube. Why would you not break down the numbers on that deal? Are you not?
I did. You missed it. I did.
I watch every video of yours naked.
I know, in the shower.
Yes, my wife won't jump in the shower with me unless she can hear Jerry.
Nobody's ever told me that about my stuff.
Yeah, Jamil's a little jelly about that pace, just so you know.
Your seller calls are some of the best, or your agent calls are some of the best and the best, bro.
Well, watch them naked.
So you did break down the numbers on this hotel?
Yeah.
Are you happy with the hotel purchase, and are you going to continue to purchase more stuff like that?
Oh, good question. I'm right about to refi out of my first and second seller carry positions. Hopefully next month we refinance out. So that's been crazy brain damage because it's a Puerto Rican bank. There's only 3 banks on the island. So that's been, I've learned so much going through a refinance on the island here.
Are you going to pull all of your cash out that you have into that?
I'll get it. So I'm doing my first position's 1.25. My second position's 1.25. So 2.5. I'm doing a $3 million refinance. So I'll get some cash back. I've got $1.5 million of cash into it.
So you're going to leave $1 million in, essentially.
No, because then I'm getting a $3 million tax credit that I can sell for 95 cents on the dollar. So I'll get all my money back plus some. It's like I flipped it, but I kept it.
So you'll make more money on the tax credit than the hotel.
Oh yeah.
How did you? Is that because you did a deal in Puerto Rico? You get the tax credit.
So that tax credit's different than the one I do. That for income, that one is a hospitality tax credit. That if you do 7 units or higher, then they give you 40% tax credit.
Sharon says, take notes, Pace. Jerry is talking about positions, and I appreciate it because my wife is actually on the live right now.
That's so good.
Thank you. By the way, I'm going to tell you guys straight up. My wife and I were having a hard time getting pregnant, and then we moved into Jerry Norton's old house, and we got pregnant twice, like back to back. And all I did was have to sneeze next to her. It was like the Norton dust was in the air. It just happens. Thank you for that, Sharon.
The clouds part.
Hey, Jerry, I'd love to do a video with you on the tax credit thing. I know that I can't get those in Puerto Rico, but I'd love to do a video with you on the tax credits, and maybe like, can somebody like me?
Yeah.
I don't want to buy the tax credits. Can I get tax credits if I'm in?
Yeah.
If I'm
so that one, you don't have to be a resident or anything. That one you can just do from the mainland. And Pace, they just passed another, I'll have to talk to you about it, but they passed another tax incentive called Act 182. And this one is where they'll give you tax credits, even if it's not a buy and hold, even if you flip it. So you can still get additional tax credits.
And I can do that from being a mainlander, I can do that as being an American.
Yeah.
Okay. Like how to do that.
Yeah. I mean, yes.
Were you joking that you can't vote?
As one of the criteria for Act 60, I can't vote.
I said, don't worry about it, Jerry. The Democrats already have your ballot, and it's already been filled out and mailed in. You're good.
I'm just gonna vote anyway. I mean, everybody else does, so why can't I?
I actually got 2 extra ballots for my dogs.
Good. Yeah, smart.
Jason Ballman says, I think I'm going to move to Puerto Rico. I think it's a great tax strategy. They do have Chick-fil-A and Costco, so there's not much.
Jason, come join us in Puerto Rico and come suss it out. See what it's all about.
Did I tell you about the young entrepreneur tax incentive in Puerto Rico?
Would I?
So get this. If
I'm
you're
officially older than most people, so
yeah, you don't qualify.
Dang
No,
it.
but a lot of people listening might. So if you're under the age of 35, you gotta live in Puerto Rico, follow all the rules, 6 months and 1 day, and have residency. The first $500,000 in taxable income, 0 income tax, 0 capital gains, under the age of 35. So Jared does it. My oldest, he's doing it.
That's ridiculous.
Do you income split with Jared?
What's that?
Do you do any income splitting with your kids and try and share some of your income with your children so that they can all take advantage of that $500,000 no tax?
I don't think they're old enough. There's probably I don't know. That's a good idea. I should put 500 in every one of them.
100%. People income split all the time with their children. It's a very common tax strategy.
Wait a minute. Try it. Do I actually have to give them the money?
What do you have coming up that I can put some money into?
Me?
Yes. What do you have? Why can't I partner with you on cool stuff?
Jump in on my big giant deal.
I've been waiting for you to ask me. I got money.
Let's go.
What's the giant deal?
The 11,000 square foot flip.
Wait, why don't you come to Puerto Rico when we're going there?
Yeah.
I'm going to Puerto Rico in February.
Okay.
You gotta take Puerto Rico in bites.
You can only go to Puerto Rico once a year?
Yes. As an American, my passport only allows me to go to non-American places one time per year.
Jamil, he came in August and he complained about how hot it was, and he lives in Arizona.
La Huncho says, Pace, why did you delete the new video? What new video?
Yeah, what new video?
I don't know what you're talking about. La Huncho, I think you are confused by what my team does with what I do, right? So I have a team of people, and what they do is I might make a YouTube video like I did yesterday. I made a YouTube video with Michael Zuber. It was a 2-hour video. It was just a live. And then my team asked me this morning when they came into the office to go, hey, why did you do this video and what are you doing? I'm like, because it's my YouTube channel and I'm going to do what the heck I want. What's the question? Go, oh, no, we just want to make an updated thumbnail and an updated title. And I said, okay, no problem. Here's why I did it, what I did. So I think what they did is they upgraded the thumbnail and the title from what it used to be. Okay, just FYI. Oh, the video about fund of funds. I don't know why. That's a great question. I actually don't have a clue. My wife says, maybe you accidentally uploaded one of our home videos.
Oh, wow.
Sadly, you know what's really sad is that I can't make those videos anymore.
Why?
Because of technology, dude. You can't. People are going to hack into my videos and be like, wow, Pace has a 9-pack? That's so weird. Why is it not an 8-pack?
Look at his abs.
So guys, this is why you marry the right woman. Just FYI, she'll come on your podcast and she'll make dirty videos or make dirty comments. This is what you do. You marry the right woman. You know what I'm saying? Okay, cool. So Jerry, are you raising money for that deal? How can I write you a check for $100,000?
Yeah, for sure.
I know you don't need $100,000. You're rich.
I need to raise like another $1 million to finish it.
Okay. I can help you raise that money. Can I help you raise that money?
Yeah. I need some PML. I got 2 million in. I need another $1 million to finish it. I mean, I don't need it right this second, but I don't have it placed. And how
about this? I'll write the first $100,000. I'll help you raise the other 900.
Okay.
Bro, that's freaking amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
You got to see it lately. It's really turning out nice.
You obviously won't be done by the time I get there in February, correct?
No, but we'll be close. We're trying to finish by May, June.
Okay, cool.
And it's a 11,000 square foot monster you're making?
Yeah. 4 stories. You should see the ocean view.
Does it have an elevator in it?
No.
Here's a good question.
But I don't need one.
Callie says, are there any opportunities coming for non-accredited investors anytime soon? Yes. Email invest@subtofund.com. I got one of the greatest messages of my life today. Okay. I love these messages. I got it from Ted Head, ironically. His last name is Head, and his job is head of fund. He is the head of subto fund. And he says, hey, just so you know, this week we're distributing $175,000 to our non-accredited investors. And so I did take on non-accredited investors in a deal last year. I will take non-accredited investors.
What's
because
the minimum, Pace?
Their minimum is $2,500.
$2,500.
Yep, you can get into a multifamily deal with me for $2,500, and more importantly, I will give you a multifamily education for free alongside it. And so basically, other people, you'll own real estate with me. You'll get to learn from my fund, and you'll learn how to go find deals and negotiate multifamily deals. I see other people charging $100,000 for multifamily mentorships. I'll give you $100,000 quality education for a $2,500 investment into
that you'll make money on
an actual deal. So email invest@subtofund.com. I'm going to say that again. invest@subtofund.com. So yes, I will do that. I do it so I can teach other people how to do it. Here's a good question. I understand how to wholesale. I believe the contracts I kind of got, but I'm worried about the money. How would I go about? I'm scared to get into any debt. Do you get into debt with wholesaling?
You absolutely do not. Dark Wolf, the beautiful thing about wholesaling is that you actually get the money to fund your deal from your buyer. And so wholesale is that entry-level strategy that you can do that allows you to buy and sell real estate without having to come to the table with any money. You might need to put down an earnest deposit. That's the one part that people don't typically talk to, but even that you can find help with. There are, I'm sure, hundreds of Gator lenders in the chat. You could, if you're a Gator, put a Gator in the chat right now so we can prove to our new watcher, our new person here, just how easy it is to get your hands on earnest funds. And so you can do wholesale. You can buy and sell real estate without needing any of your own capital. People will actually come into the deal and help you fund your EMD. That's one of the greatest things about wholesaling is that you can become a real estate investor and it doesn't require you to have money. How fun is that?
It is crazy. I was sitting here. I went to a property that Laura and I bought 5 years ago, 2720 North Sterling Avenue in Mesa, Arizona. You've been to the house a bunch of times. We still live there for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
That house had, in 5 years, less than 5 years of owning it, has made my family $550,000. One house, 5 years, $550,000. And I look at that and I go, I was curious, what is the average? I want to know from you boys. What do you think the top 1% of families in the United States retire with in retirement savings? Top 1%.
The top 1%?
Yes, not average. I'll give you average. Average family retires 2 incomes, 40 years in the workforce. One family, 2 incomes, 40 years. Their average retirement savings is $336,000. 40 years of putting money into a retirement savings. Insane. That's the average. Okay. 2 incomes, 1 household, $336,000. You tell me they did not invest in real estate without telling me they did not invest in real estate. So what do you think is the top 1%?
$1 million?
Jerry?
7,999. Right under.
It is $2.3 million. The top 1% richest families in America retire.
Now, when you say savings, you mean cash in the savings account, like in the bank?
Like in all their stocks, bonds, all the things. $2.3 million across all of the investments that they've made. It's $2.3 million, top 1%.
Okay.
Top 1% is $2.3 million. So I look at that and I go, guys, if you just bought 5 houses and you sat on them, okay, that one house made me $550 in 5 years. If I had 4 of those houses in 5 years, which I do, you will have more than the 1% of families in 5 years by just holding real estate. Obviously, we had a good uptick the last 5 years, but imagine just holding 5 pieces of real estate for 10 years, 15 years. You don't have to have 50 rentals. You don't have to have 20 rentals.
You know, I was watching David Green. We all know David pretty well. And he had a very honest conversation with Ryan Pineda on his podcast. This was after being let go from Bigger Pockets. And he was talking about how, you know, even in his position with all of the different things that he's doing and you know, given the fact that was on one of the larger platforms as their, you know, top talent, at the same time of being top talent in that world, he's going through a dumpster fire in his real estate portfolio, and everything is crashing and burning. His rentals are all, he owned a whole bunch of rentals. Somebody came and did title fraud on him.
Yep. And
they essentially stole his properties from him. And he ended up in a whole legal situation there where he had to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to unwind the theft. He then bought, I think, 40 properties in Florida that he was going to do short-term rentals on in a package deal. And then came to find out that because in Florida, if you want to get a permit to do short-term rentals, they'll actually come and see if you have any unpermitted work on your properties. And if they do, they require you to go back and unwind all of that work. And so they've just put him in a total vice. And he said straight up, buying rentals is absolute trash. I would have never expected to hear that from David Green, whose, you know, whole business model has been the BRRRR strategy. He's like, without my active income, rentals have not done the thing that they're supposed to do. For him, right? Now, he did say on the appreciation side, which is what Pace is talking about right now, on the appreciation side, he's never been able to make as much money in anything as he has been able to in holding some of these houses because they went up so much in value.
Yeah.
And so he's like, the cash flow was never for him the thing that made it. For him, where he actually got where he's been able to survive and how he's been able to thrive in his life is because he's had incredible appreciation on his deals, which is exactly what Pace had right now on that Sterling deal. Yeah. $500,000 on one flipping house.
I don't remember ever seeing the cash flow. I know the cash flow goes into a bank account. Yeah. But you remember when you get a check for $320,000 on one day from a house, you know, like, you know, that house in Maddox in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah. Beautiful home.
We just sold it 10 days ago and I got a check for $380,000 net, including all the cash flow, not including the taxes, not including anything that I got from that thing. I made $320,000 on the house or $380 on that house, not including cash flow, not including anything else. But when you get a check for $380 in one day from just sitting on real estate for 4 years, it's like, how many? I need more of these.
Yeah.
You know, so now we're rolling most of those things into mid-sized multifamily deals. I've got a deal that's down in Tucson that makes $70,000 a month
in positive cash flow,
in net cash flow.
Wow.
It's crazy. We're buying a mobile home, or not a mobile home park, RV park right now in East Texas that nets $25,000 a month. You get one or two deals like that, guys, you're done. You're done. So,
what is the Texas RV park costing you?
1.7 million.
Okay. So guys, I just want you to think about that, right? There's nothing out there I can put my money into right now. There's nothing that I could put $1.7 million into. Co-living probably, but that would still be a lot of management. There's not one deal I could put $1.7 million into, even a hard money fund, and that would spit out $25,000 a month. There's just nothing that I could find out there that would do that. Yeah.
And it'll go up in value and we'll improve it. It's being mismanaged right now and it still makes 25 grand a month net. So it's, you know, my single family properties, I say this all the time. Cash flow is for children. If you're planning on living off your cash flow on single family properties, you're going to get hurt and you don't want that. The appreciation is what you want to go for. And I am done buying single family properties outside of the state of Arizona. I'm consolidating and harvesting a lot of my single family over the next 36 months. I will go from 300 single family properties in 36 months. I will be probably down to less than 30.
Wow.
And I will only keep my co-living properties that are in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm getting rid of all my Airbnbs. I think Airbnb is
terrible.
It's a terrible model. I tried loving it for 7 years. It seems cool. It's luxurious and nice, and people who love aesthetics and design and all that kind of stuff, they love Airbnbs. But at the end of the day, my job is to make money now and in the future. And I don't want to do any more Airbnbs. So my single family properties are going to be either regular rentals, Section 8, HUD housing, or co-living. Everything else, I'm at a level now where we're doing mostly
Section 8 is actually paying co-living now?
Oh yeah. It's freaking amazing.
They're between $1,200 and $1,600 a month for a room from Section 8.
It's one of the greatest hacks of all time is co-living. I think co-living is going to be the biggest single family strategy over the next 10 to 15 years.
Yep.
And I think we're having a heyday. You're seeing a lot more people talk about it. You're seeing companies like PadSplit come out. There's 3 other companies that are coming out and trying to compete against PadSplit with buku bucks, Wall Street money. I think that there's going to be some companies that take over PadSplit and their management model. And that just kind of shows you where the whole entire industry is going. Lisa Cox says, Pace, will you sell or finance? No. There's a really important video I made today. It's called Equity, or it's called My Return on Equity. So the house on Sterling has $320,000 in it tied up, and the property will only cash flow now that my Airbnb is dead on it. It will only cash flow $4,800 a year. So think about that. If I have $320,000 tied up in a house and it only cash flows $4,800 a month,
That's the worst.
that's 1.5% yield on my 320. And so the best thing for me to do is sell that house, roll that 320 into a much larger project. And some people go, well, Pace, that house is a sub-2 deal. You have no money in it. That's the hack. The hack is buy sub-2 seller finance homes with no money in your pocket. Let that property ride up in value. When it hits that point of $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 in equity, that's when you harvest that equity, roll it into something that can yield higher, because now you do have cash in the deal. It's just called equity. So my return on equity is now low. And so I am no longer, I'm just going through my properties and picking 1 or 2 a month and selling them off and rolling them into seller finance multifamily deals.
Dope.
Jerry Norton, please let me know about that, that Puerto Rico property. I want to invest with you.
Okay.
You've always been my mentor, always will be my mentor. Jamil and Jerry have a class coming up called jerryandjamil.com, where they are doing this in person, correct? In Puerto Rico? Mm-hmm. Is it a 1-day event?
4.
You're lying.
Nope.
It's a 4-day event in Puerto Rico in person. Is this like $100,000 class?
No.
Okay, so go to jerryandjamil.com, guys. If you want to meet Jerry and Jamil in person in Puerto Rico, jump in Jerry's pool at maybe the Looking Glass Hotel. You guys have a hotel or a pool right there, right?
Not yet. We're putting one on the roof right above the hole in the top.
I love it. I love it. I love it. What do you guys have going on this week? Just jerryandjamil.com? Is that the only thing? You got some other stuff?
That's it for now. Yep. Join me on Sunday on my mindset talk, but that's it.
Jerry, anything else, brother?
We might, Jamil, you and I might do a live this week still.
Oh, we got a live. Sorry. Yeah. Jerry and I are going to do another live Q&A. If you want to learn more about what we're going to be doing in Puerto Rico. Also, if you have any questions about the agent model, I think that between Jerry and I, we've probably done more agent deals than anyone in the game. And so we can absolutely help you become a master at that. And it's a free lead source. I mean, you know, if you're worried about having to spend thousands of dollars and make a big investment to get into the game, you don't really need to do that. You can learn how to create relationships with real estate agents and get free leads and you know, turn them into huge checks, which Jerry and I
days are you guys going? What day is this happening?
The event?
Yeah.
It's in November.
November what?
Here, I'll tell you right now. You're going to come?
I'll be in Boston. Then I'm going to do the big meetup in Manhattan. And then I'm going to spend 4 days with Tony and Dean at Tony's house.
Okay. We're going to be in Puerto Rico on the 13th.
Oh my gosh. You're lying.
No.
Maybe I'll pop over there.
13th, 14th, 15th, 16th.
Okay, maybe I'll pop over there.
Bro, that would be so dope.
Because I'll be
and Pace, the 13th, we're doing content all that day, right, Jamil?
Yeah.
That's like a bonus day for people to just,
what day are you flying in?
like live audience.
I think the day prior.
If you fly in the 12th, maybe I'll fly over there on the 12th. The problem is I will have not been home to my own home for like 3 weeks because I'll go Boston, Maine, Manhattan, West Palm Beach at Tony's house for 4 days. Then I'll go to Puerto Rico for 2 days. I need to upgrade my border thing, my passport.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't need a passport.
In order to leave, in order for me to come back into the United States, I do.
You're not leaving the
from,
United States.
Not from Puerto Rico.
I know. Come on, bro. Believe in my jokes. Come on, Jerry.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Went right over my head.
JerryandJamil.com. I'm going to try and squeeze in for 1 day
Hell yeah,
to
dude.
come and hang out with you guys. JerryandJamil.com. Only if I can kill an iguana.
And so Pace, we'll accommodate you too. So we can move our schedule around if you can come whenever you can. You know
No. I'll try. Maybe I'll try and come 1 day, the 13th.
Okay.
Love you, boys. Appreciate you.
You guys
Love
are
you
awesome.
guys.
Wholesale Hotline. See you guys next week. Later.
See ya.
Or just say squat up.
So squat up and enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
So squat up and enjoy the show.
What are you doing?
I didn't say nothing.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
So squat up and enjoy the show.
Cool.